Hey everyone, RogueGold here. Welcome back to the Division 2, and welcome to what should be my final video for Phase 1 of the PTS for Title Update 22. It has been a whirlwind of a weekend. If you missed my coverage on stuff like the new exotics that we're getting next season, the big changes coming with Seasons 2.0, all of those videos are up on the channel to check out. Thank you all so much for tuning in to all of that. But one of the last big things that we haven't really gotten the chance to cover in depth as of yet was the major balancing pass that has been made to all endgame gear. Now look, it was impossible to fully test out everything, right? There are pages and pages of changes coming as we covered in the patch notes, and the PTS is only 3 days long. But in the time that was not dedicated to the new stuff or Seasons 2.0, I tried my best to check out as many of these changes as I could, and what I want to do in this video is spotlight 3 of the changes or buffs that were made. Out of everything I tried out, I made these 3 builds that received buffs or changes in some way, shape, or form, and they really stood out to me majorly when I played them. Now keep in mind, this is not everything that is coming, not by a long shot, but if you want a preview of some of what's to come in this next season in terms of balancing and retooling of the existing gear and items that we have in the game, then hopefully you'll enjoy. There are chapters below if you want to skip around to these 3 different builds and setups, but let's dive in. Alright, build number 1, as you've already seen in a lot of the gameplay for the PTS so far, fully automatic rifles with aces and 8s. So as you've likely heard, many of the rifles that we have in the Division 2 are now fully automatic. Now keep in mind, this does not change their RPM, right? They are still going to fire at the same rates as they have before, but instead of you having to spam the trigger to achieve that fast firing rate, you can now hold it and it will fire at its maximum RPM. So I'll put the full list up on screen here of what those exact rifles are. It's not every rifle in the game, but it is a good bit of them. And with some of the big buffs that handling mods have received, these things become pretty darn potent. And they pair perfectly with the Aces and 8s gear set, which also got a change in this update to now allow rifles to stack its set bonus, right? Previously, and for all of the Division 2's life up until now, Aces has only been a gear set that works with marksman rifles. But those days are now over, and I expect this combo to likely be a community favorite for Year 6 Season 2. I've had a ton of fun running this with different setups, and believe me, there's much more theory crafting to be done, but for this video specifically, and for this gameplay, I thought I would show you using it with the beloved lightweight M4 from the Division 1. That's right, it and the Lavoa are now full auto. They still have the RPM of rifles, but it shoots pretty darn fast, and it's very, very fun. Take a look.
That's the target agent. Immediate medical assistance needed. Target neutralized. Good job. Immediate medical assistance needed. Target. Nice. Target down. Good job.
Alright, and then for setup number 2, we have Heartbreaker. Heartbreaker has gotten a buff, and I think the objective here is to make it better compete with the likes of Striker. Now it is still weaker in terms of total damage that you can achieve, but that makes complete sense, given that it has the added survivability layer with the bonus armor that you can stack up. So now with the changes, you can get 130% total damage at maximum stacks if you're using the chest piece, which increases your stack capacity. And what I decided to pair this with was the M249 LMG. Now look, many weapons in this update got a balancing pass. In fact, most high-end weapons in the game got changes in some form. But this was one of the few guns that got a complete archetype change. No longer is the M249 this slow-firing, hard-hitting LMG, but it got a plus 300 RPM bump, and so the base damage has been lowered because of that. But when you pair this with Heartbreaker, and when you get those stacks rolling, this thing shreds. I was showing you some solo hunter fights in the background here, but take a look at its normal usage.
Stabilize power
Alright, and then build number 3, we have Hardwired. Now, Hardwired got a very simple but a very effective buff. Feedback Loop, which is its main perk that allows you to drastically reduce your skill cooldowns when you use your other skill, can now occur more often. But by using the backpack amplification talent specifically, it decreases that amount to 5 seconds. And as you'll see in the gameplay, this results in some brain malfunctioningly fast reset charges, right? I'm hardly able to keep up with how fast this thing resets itself. So believe me, I'm not the most talented skill build user out there. I fully believe that many of y'all could do a lot better than I can. But here's a preview of some of Hardwired's new potential.
They're all guilty.
Reinforcements incoming.
Take them by surprise. The fight starts here. I will find them.
Got you in my sight.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
So, there you have it, folks. There are my 3 top balancing changes coming to the Division 2 next season. As always, it's important to keep in mind that this stuff could be subject to change based off of PTS feedback, right? This is a test server where they're going to make changes before it goes to the final game, but I expect many of these to stay similar, right? And I know for a fact that if these do go through, these, and tons more options, frankly, are going to be quite popular with the community. So, as I said at the start, there's going to be a ton more to dive into when the update launches, but hopefully you've enjoyed seeing some of my top picks and favorite changes in this video. But now, I want to hear your guys' thoughts, whether it's the builds that I showed in this video, or it's other balancing changes that they made that you think are even more exciting. Let me know what some of your most anticipated balancing changes are heading into this next season. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see follow-up videos to this when the season actually goes live, which should be sometime next month, then be sure to subscribe if you're not already. I'm going to have tons of coverage coming your way, but that is going to do it for me today, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. RogueGold. Ow.